my dear friends. I'm Frida. Welcome back to my channel, Frida YF, East meets West, my memoir. Have you ever experienced being bullied? Today, I'd like to share with you my personal story when I was a child. In my last episode, I mentioned that when I was 11, our family moved to a new apartment where we could all of us stay together after so many years separation. In this new area, I felt sad and lonely, longing for my old classmates and my best friends. Now let's continue with our today's episode. After moving to the new apartment, I transferred to a new school. My previous headmaster sent a letter to my new school, a commendation letter, praising me as an excellent, amiable student with a cooperative spirit and talent. On my new school, on the first day, my new teacher, Mr. Lee, read the letter aloud to the class. I stood there with a nervous smile, hoping for a warm welcome. Instead, the letter had the opposite effect. My new classmates saw me as a rival, not a friend. The commendation isolated me further, sparking envy and suspicion. Soon, the bullying began, just because I was a newcomer. They nicknamed me an ugly duckling. Each taunt felt like a slash against my fragile self-esteem. The relentless bullying took its toll. I began frequently missing school, dreading the tormentors. My absence only worsened things. They called me lazy, mocked my struggles, and reveled in my misery. Days turned to weeks, and the situation remained hopeless. I spent countless nights crying, asking why I had to endure such a cruelty. My parents, absorbed in their own lives as always. My new teachers, who didn't want to help, just told me to be strong. Their words were so empty to me. They simply ignore my suffering. I felt so lonely, but I determined not to remain vulnerable. I had to stand up for myself. And I had to build up new friendship, my alliance, independently. I noticed a girl named Fang who seemed quite sympathetic to me and remained quiet, neither participating in nor stopping the bullying. Humbling myself, I approached her and offered her my cake I made myself. She enjoyed it. One day, she sat beside me and handed over a small piece of folded paper to me. Hesitantly, I opened it. My friends, guess what? Inside was a beautifully drawn picture of a swan gracefully soaring over a serene lake. You are not an ugly duckling, Fang told me softly. You can be a swan if you want. My dear friends, can you imagine how much I was touched by her drawing? And how powerful her words were to me. Stay tuned in my next episode. I will share with you how I stood up myself and conquered the bullying. If you like my story, please like, subscribe, and comment. Also share. Your support means the whole world to me. Thank you very much.